Final Fantasy X has been a childhood favorite of mine and has made it on the list of many top PS2 games of all time. It holds a very special place in my heart, and many of you, I'm sure, since 2001, just over 15 years ago. So why am I talking about it now, you say? Well, did you look at the thumbnail? Did you even look? A Final Fantasy X-3 game has been a fan wish for as long as a Final Fantasy VII Remake has. In other words, a really long time.
Well, let me tell you, Final Fantasy X-3 might be more than just a dream.
Yeah, I know, it's weird to think about, but it's a possibility. One worth talking about, at least I think so. But why bring it up now? Well, here's a couple of reasons. While this isn't actually a confirmation, this could be taken as a strong possibility. Recently at Lucca Comics and Games, yeah, you know, Lucca Comics and Game, that one place where they do important Final Fantasy announcements apparently. Shinji Hashimoto, an executive producer down at Square Enix, had a few words to share regarding this matter. Now I would love to tell you exactly what he said, but I can't. Why, you ask? Because it's in Japanese. He's Japanese. Did you hear the name? Yeah, that's like super Japanesey. Anyways, I have to go off the translation for now. This guy's translation, to be precise. Basically what he says is that he himself would like a sequel, but it would be impossible to work on now considering the other projects Square has on his hands, meaning the Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hell, they just finished Final Fantasy 15. Anyways, they're basically implying that they have to finish their monumental current projects before they can even think about a Final Fantasy X-3 game. It was also revealed that there is a plot for Final Fantasy X-3 and fans of the series will have to wait a little bit longer to see anything from it. That's a pretty good thing to hear, if anything. Not to mention the sales for the Final Fantasy X and X2 Remastered has been surprisingly well. Enough to bring attention to, I don't know, a sequel? From here I can nitpick any small details from Square Enix that would allude to a Final Fantasy X3, but this isn't a conspiracy theory video. Sorry. I feel like Final Fantasy X3 is something everyone wants, but nobody really expects to happen. Kinda like saying, what are you gonna do, punch me in the face? And then he punches you in the face. So when I beat the game way back when, the story felt pretty complete, and while I would love a sequel, I knew there was no way it could recapture the magic that is of the first game. So I'll be honest, when the Final Fantasy X2 game came out, I kinda just swept it under the rug. Yeah, just get it all in there, just way in the back. I can only assume that the events of FFX2 are negligible, meaning that if the events of X2 never happened, no one would notice. It's not like I would have known that 15 years later they'll be making another sequel, or prequel, or whatever the fuck. I'm just hoping whatever plotline they choose to use for the game, it isn't forced or just shoved in there like a little girl on an animatronic. What? What kind of question is that? Of course we do. Sequel or prequel? Now, if you didn't know, there was an audio drama that followed the events of Final Fantasy X. If we're following the events of that, then there's a couple of things you need to know. One, it follows the characters of Chuami and Kurgum. Chuami claims to be the daughter of Auron, but we aren't sure yet. God, I would love to see the episode of Murray for that one. And two, okay, make sure you're sitting down for this, alright? Okay, good? Right, cool, awesome, got it, alright, cool. Sin is back. Yes, I repeat, Sin has returned. Now at face value, this just makes everything you've done in the past games feel like it was kind of pointless. I mean, let's be honest. But we don't know the whole story. Keep in mind, this is if Final Fantasy X3 will be made, and if Square decides to make it a sequel, and if we go by this audio drama. But if this were to be true, that begs the question, who is Sin? This is just complete speculation, but wouldn't it be fucking awesome if it was Seymour that just became Sin? Fucking sick. Aside from that, what would make more sense is a prequel, which has also been in fan demand. Just imagining the adventures of Jet or Nebraska would have shared gets me so worked up. Not to mention there's like a 90% creative freedom. We don't know much of what happened with the trio. It's only alluded to and glimpses are shown every now and then. Imagine a new Spira with the beautiful graphics of FFXV. God, that just gives my dick hard. Now, assuming the game will be made at some point, it doesn't matter to me if it's prequel or sequel. The problem is, the characters that we grew attached to, they won't be there. I mean, we'd see like a Kid Titus, and maybe like Kid Yuna, but no, it's not the same. Now, understandably so, Square Enix has their hands full right now. On one hand is the long-awaited Final Fantasy VII Remake, and on the other hand is the equally just as long-awaited Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's safe to assume Square Enix will be not working on a Final Fantasy sequel for a little while, in 2 years at the best. And then working on the actual game will be at least a couple more years, right? I imagine. Not to mention the company's track record. Game delays are not uncommon. Just look at, well, most main releases this year. 2016 is a cruel mistress. She takes no prisoners, no discrimination.
Seriously though, what a shitty year. Shit just keeps happening left and right.
Is the White House gonna explode on the 31st? Well, with our new president, I'm sure half of you guys don't mind that. I can't wait to stay up on New Year's just to watch 2016 die. Bottom line, it's gonna be some time, so don't hold your breath. The chance of FFX3 being in the works isn't confirmed, but it's a good possibility. I mean, even if they were planning on making one, things happen, things get canceled all the fucking time. And with Square, I don't know. But here's cheers to 2017. Happy New Year's, babes. Hey babes, thanks for watching until the end. If you like talking about Final Fantasy, I do have another video where I'm talking about Final Fantasy 15. It's mostly of me complaining about what they could have done better with the game, though I really do enjoy it. So go check that video out if you like Final Fantasy stuff. Or alternatively, you could check out my channel. I talk about random shit. I usually try to have fun. Again, thanks for watching, like the video, comment if you have an opinion about Final Fantasy X-3 if you want to see it or not, and subscribe to see more in the future and help support me. Anyways, Happy New Year's. Later, babes.